Montana is home to Western Art Week, a yearly celebration to remember Charlie Russell and honor Western artists from all across the country. In this week's Montana Made, MTN's Mackenzie Lee brings us a story of Western artist and Great Falls native Jeff Walker.
Jeff Walker grew up in Great Falls, so painting north central Montana landscapes and wildlife comes naturally.
This flatland prairie country is my first love.
Walker got his start drawing birds, his love of which was passed on from his dad. He says in his early work, much of his watercolors and etchings reflected that passion. Walker says it helped him transition to other subjects.
Birds were a big part of my subject matter. I was also doing landscapes in watercolor, but a lot of times the landscape and birds were kind of dual subjects. I was painting birds in their habitat.
Walker now paints with oils and creates etchings, a type of art where a scene is etched onto a metal plate, layered with ink, and the image is pressed onto paper. Walker says art allows him to spend time outdoors, which is one of his favorite pastimes. He says his ideal process is to paint a sketch on location and then finish it at his studio outside Fort Shaw.
Being on location and experiencing the light and the bugs and everything else that's going on out there, I think in the end, taking that small sketch, putting it next to the easel in the studio and doing a larger canvas of the sketch, the inspiration is still there from what I saw out there, and you hope that that translates into the larger canvas.
But Walker remains his own biggest critic and says sometimes paintings just don't work out.
I've yet to do the perfect painting. I can always find something in the painting that's needs to be changed, or I just couldn't solve that problem.
For example, parts of this painting have been scraped off and redone. Walker says he's been working on this tree for quite some time, but he views his work ethic as a sign of growth.
As much as I struggle with my paintings, that's not a bad thing. I think that shows that I'm a carrot's always out there. I'm just trying to get better.
This week, 2 of Walker's paintings will appear in another Russell auction. He remembers attending the sale nearly 50 years ago when he carried a portfolio of his work and picked up a few galleries to show his art. He says for him and many Great Falls area artists, Charlie Russell paved the way.
And I call it the Russell heritage. The region has allowed me to make a living in the place I love.
In Great Falls, Mackenzie Lee, MTN News.
Western Art Week consists of several shows this week in Great Falls. The Russell exhibition starts Thursday with the annual auction on Saturday night.